Hey guys, the Explorer 4 here, Horrorboy465. Welcome back to some more videos. And today I wanted to upload a video, but I wasn't too sure on what to upload. I knew for a fact I wanted to upload a video, but I sort of sat down for a while and I'm thinking I wonder what to upload. You know, I wanted to do maybe another exploring horror episode, but then I was trying to think about ideas for that. Maybe a let's play, and I tried to think from some ideas for that. Maybe review another film franchise. And, you know, like a tinier one, like a smaller horror film franchise, and I was thinking about that. And, honestly, I was actually wanting to review the Blade trilogy soon, you know, Blade 2, and Blade Trinity. So those reviews be coming soon because it's more of a smaller franchise. I won't be reviewing the anime, and I won't be reviewing the TV show and there was a Blade TV show with Sticky Fingers, which I haven't seen yet, and there was a Blade anime, which I haven't seen yet either. But whenever I do see those, I will review those. But for right now, I want to review the Blade trilogy soon. So those reviews will be coming soon. But I figured since I was sitting down and thinking for a while what to do today, I was like, well, I might as well kick off my reviews on the Leprechaun franchise because I got a lot of movies to cover. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the first film, Leprechaun. Now, as you can see, there's 4 movies in this set. There's In the Hood, then there's Back to the Hood, which I actually have on DVD, and there's Leprechaun Origins. So there's like 7 movies total. It's gonna be a wild ride. I think this is gonna be a fun franchise to review up to part 3. I think I'm gonna be okay until we get up to part 3. And then after part 3 is when it's gonna be torture because we got Leprechaun 4, Leprechaun in the Hood, Leprechaun Back to the Hood, and Leprechaun Origins. So when it gets to that point, once it gets Leprechaun 4, it's just going to be painful to watch this franchise. It's going to be painful to talk about. It's going to be painful to review this franchise once it gets to part 4. But I want to kick off my reviews on Leprechaun franchise today with my review in the first film, Leprechaun. Now, Leprechaun franchise is one of those franchises where either you have fun with it and you like it, or you don't have fun with it and you think it's stupid and you're not a fan of it. It really is a split down the middle kind of franchise. Either you like it or you don't like it. Either it is your thing or it isn't your thing. And for me, I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of this franchise. It's got a lot of bad movies in it. But, you know, I can definitely say I'm a big fan of Part 3. I can say that. I'm a huge fan of Part 3. I think Part 3 is a fun horror film. But today I'm talking about the first movie, Leprechaun, which is an okay film. I mean, it's alright. It's not as fun as part 3. It's not as interesting as part 3. It's not as crazy gory as part 3. It's not as just fun as part 3. But I can say it. The first movie is an okay film. I don't hate the first movie. The first 2 movies, you know, Leprechaun 1 and 2, which I don't know if I'm going to review the second movie tonight. I'm not even sure about that. But the first film, it's okay. It's alright. It's not a bad movie. I've seen worse than the first Leprechaun. But is it really too much to brag about? No. Is it a great time to watch? Not really. Is it boring at times? Yes, it is. Is it uninteresting at times? Yes, it is. Is it cheesy at times? Sometimes very cheesy. But, you know, I'm going to let that go because this is a franchise about a killer leprechaun. So I'm sort of expecting that when I go into this franchise. Like, it's going to be cheesy, but the third movie is cheesy fun. Like, that movie, the third movie, I can't really talk about because I love that movie. But the first one gets a 4.7 on IMDb. It came out in 1993, written by Mark Jones. And like I said, the first Leprechaun, it's alright. It's not horrible. I know people aren't a fan of the first movie. Even those who are fans of the franchise, people say the first movie, you know, isn't really the greatest, which it really isn't. And the director really didn't go and do much. Mark Jones, he only go and direct a few other things. I guess he was involved in the sequels. And as far as being a writer, he was involved with Leprechaun 2. I think Leprechaun 3. Yeah, Leprechaun 3, In the Hood, Back to the Hood. But it also just has characters. So I'm not sure if he was really involved with those movies. I'm not too sure about that. But as far as directing goes, he didn't really direct that much. He only directed like 8 things. Directed Scorn, Quiet Kill, Rumpelstiltskin, and the rest of the stuff is like TV movies. One called Nightman, a TV movie, TV documentary called Nature. He actually also directed an episode of Joe Bob's Drive-In Theater. I believe that's Joe Bob Briggs. I think. Check that out. Joe Bob Briggs. Yeah. There's an episode of that. There's an episode of Monster Vision, I guess. So that's pretty cool. Well, there's the Joe Bob's Drive-In Theater. I don't know if that's like Monster Vision, but you know, it's Joe Bob Briggs. There's an episode of that. Okay. I'm a big fan of. I've seen Joe Bob Briggs commentary on "I Spit on Your Grave," and like ever since then, I heard that commentary, and also he was on Jason X documentary. Ever since he was on those that documentary and that commentary, I've been watching a little bit of Monster Vision. I can say that Joe Bob Briggs is a fun character, and the TV show Monster Vision was pretty fun to watch. But Leprechaun, it's just, I know it's like, well, come on, man, get to the review. It's just, there's not much I can say about the first film. It's one of those movies where it's alright, but it's one of those, you'll watch it and maybe forget it tomorrow. I don't despise it, that's why there's not a rant in the title or anything like that, but I can go without the first movie. I honestly can go without the first movie. Like, this movie, I can honestly go without it. The second movie is even more interesting than this movie. Second movie is also okay, but I also thought it was a little bit of a step up from this movie. But, okay, so basically what it's about is you've got Warwick Davis playing Leprechaun, and at the beginning of the movie, he sort of has this thing going on where this guy stole his gold, and he chases this guy down, murders his wife, pushes her on these stairs, and she falls on these stairs and dies. And, pretty much a typical thing. What's his gold? Is willing to kill for the gold. And the makeup effects on Warwick Davis was pretty good. Pretty much a decayed, rotten leprechaun who is completely opposite from the ones that you hear about. Like the ones that, magic and the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and all that stuff. This one's more of a gritty, scary, basically horror version of Leprechaun. And Warwick Davis did a good job in this movie. I thought he did a great job in this movie. I think he does a great job in this franchise. I think that in most of these movies, Warwick Davis does a good job. So it's not really Warwick Davis' acting that's the bad thing about this movie, because he did a good job in this movie. And he pretty much also gets put in this crate, with the 4-leaf clover on top of it. And he can't get out of the crate because the clover's on top of it. And this one guy, he's getting ready to set fire to the house, but he has a heart attack and dies. And it's years later. You got a young Jennifer Aniston in this film playing Tori. I believe this is one of her earlier roles. Jennifer Aniston, of course, she was in We're the Millers. She's also in The Iron Giant, Office Space. She's also been in Friends, that TV show Friends. And she was also in Bruce Almighty. And she's been in a lot of movies. Been in a lot of movies. And, in this movie, she did a decent job, decent character, one of her earlier roles. So it's pretty cool seeing Jennifer Aniston in one of her earlier roles. You also, really, really crazy, you have this guy named Ken Oldland, who did an okay job as Nathan Murphy. Yeah, Nate Murphy. I'm in this movie, guys. Freaking the Nathan Murphy. I cannot believe that. When I seen this movie, I'm like, wait, did he say Nathan Murphy? I'm like, what? So in a way, I'm the character in Leprechaun 1. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, guys, I'm also I'm the lead in Leprechaun. Well, the second lead, one of the leads. Nate Murphy. Heck yeah, guys. But you do have Ken Oldland as Nathan Murphy. Does a good job, decent job as the second lead. You also got Mark Holden playing Ozzy, this sort of guy who, isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but, definitely a good character. Hangs out with this other kid, and they're in this painting business. They paint houses and stuff. And the Ozzy character is sort of that character where You know, like I said, not really the sharpest tool in the, not really the sharpest knife in the drawer, but likable character. And pretty much what happens is while they're moving stuff into the house and painting the house and stuff, um, they end up knocking the foil clover off the top of the crate. So then Leprechaun comes out of the crate and starts wreaking havoc on these people, kills a few people. It's not much of a slasher film. There's only honestly like 3 deaths in the film. There's a scene where it's a little ridiculous, where Warwick Davis, or Leprechaun, gets on a pogo stick and like hops on this guy's chest, and his chest encaves in and there's blood and stuff. Didn't really care for that death scene. There's also a pretty decent death scene where, you know, Leprechaun, he's torturing this police officer, bites him, the guy runs, he's bleeding really badly, he thinks he gets away from Leprechaun, and Leprechaun just grabs his head and just, you know, engraves like freaking puts his nails in his freaking head, and there's blood coming out, and cracks his neck. And then he goes back to the house, and Jennifer Aniston, the Nathan character, Ozzy character, and I believe the Alex character, is also there. And pretty much, Leprechaun is there, wreaking havoc. They have to survive. They fight back with guns and stuff. Doesn't really work. So you got that scene where they use the 4-leaf clover, and you get that scene where the kid yells, "Screw your lucky charms!" Shoots the shotgun, but of course drops an F-bomb. I don't really like to drop F-bombs on my channel, so you know. Says like, "F your lucky charms." So it's hard for me to say that for some reason, but you know, screw your lucky charms. It shoots them with a shotgun. Of course, the 4-leaf clover's in it, which kills Leprechaun. And you know, there's really not much of a body count to it. There's not much of the effects. They're decent, I guess. The best effect in the film is the actual makeup effects on Warwick Davis himself. That's probably the best makeup effects in the film. The cast was decent. You know, Jennifer Aniston did a decent job. The Nate Murphy character was a decent character. The Ozzy character was a decent character. The Alex character was a decent character. They were all decent characters. And there's just not much to say about the first Leprechaun. I mean, it's okay, but it's not the greatest. You know, it could have been better. There could have been improvements to this film. It could have been more... It could have been a bit more inventive. It could have been a bit more interesting. But, you know, there's not much to the kills. There's not much of a body count. The effects, you know, they're so-so. They're decent. The acting is so-so and decent. The idea of the Kill Leprechaun, okay, it could be a fun idea. You know, it could be a fun idea. Just not much I can say about this movie. That's why I'm kind of struggling to talk about this movie, because there's just not much to say. It's the first Leprechaun movie. I mean, it's Leprechaun 1. I mean, yeah, it has Jennifer Aniston in it, but, you know, it's just not much of a great movie. It's okay. I can definitely say it's an okay film. I don't hate it. But is it anything too special? Not really. But it's alright. I can say that. It's definitely an alright sequel. It's an alright film. No, this is an alright sequel. That's an alright sequel, and that is a freaking awesome sequel. But that's an awful sequel. But the first Leprechaun, it's not a sequel, it's the first movie. Gotta get that right. Sorry about that. But it's a decent film. I don't watch it a lot. It's honestly a movie I've only seen a few times, and it's not really the most interesting view. But it is okay. I don't hate it, but I prefer parts 2 and 3 more than the first movie. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching my review of the first Leprechaun film. And I know it wasn't probably much of a review, but this is just one of those movies where I don't really have much to say about it. It's okay, it's decent, but it's not really great. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching the review of the first Leprechaun film. And probably tomorrow I'll be seeing you guys on my review of Leprechaun 2, which is a bit more of a fun sequel, a bit more of an interesting sequel. And that one is actually a decent film. You know, it's pretty decent. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching my review of the first Leprechaun. Leprechaun, and I'll see you guys on the next review. See you guys later. The Explorer 4 out. Bye, guys.